I think that culture has a heck of a lot to do with friendships. And I see this in California all the time, is that California, especially Silicon Valley, California, is an incredibly lonely place. There's very few friendships. Everybody's containerized. They go to work, they come back, they go to work, they come back, they go to the gym. Yeah, the gym's useless. Everyone's got the headphones on, nobody's talking to each other. Work, you're talking about work. Home, not much is going on, especially if you're living abroad. There is no real social interaction in that kind of culture. It's a work culture. It's a productivity culture. It's about getting stuff done culture, and it is toxic. In that kind of culture, what happens? Everybody's working for something. They're working to get a heart attack or a stroke. Simple as that. Everybody's trying to get ahead and spinning their wheels. Nobody's getting anywhere, and you're focused on just what you can get in your bank account or whatever, not the real strength in the world. The real strength is in friendships. What happens when you lose everything, when your car breaks down, when you're sick, when you need help? You need friends in those times to help you out, and through mutual help, they help you out, you help them out. You don't unfortunately get that in California. You get that in the Philippines. Philippines, a lot of people know, most every house is an open door policy. People, friends just walk in your house, and sometimes they walk in your house and like, who's that? I don't have a clue who that is. And they just walk in your house and you share food with them and talk to them and gossip with them and everything else that goes on here. You know, you don't get that in other countries. You certainly, if you do it in California, you probably have gun pointed in your head or something crazy, because there is a toxic attitude over there. Here, it's the opposite. You trust people and you love people, and that is how you build friendships, and that is how you build amazing friendships here in the Philippines. And it's definitely not possible in other countries. Certainly, spent a lot of time in the US. I'd say in certain places you would be scared to knock on someone's front door because you don't know what that person's thinking in the house, and if you just desperately use the bathroom or something, you bang on their door. Um, and I've been in that situation where walking in the road and I've been, oh my God, I really need to go to the bathroom, I need to go to the bathroom. I considered knocking on someone's door, and I was like, no, not gonna do that. Because if some places in the US, even if they're pretty nice neighborhoods, you knock on someone's door and you're a stranger, you probably have gun points in your head. That's the reality of the situation. Everybody's toxic. Everybody is scared of their own shadow. It's different here. Here, you can knock on someone's door, ask for something, and you can become the best of friends. And that is, I think, that is kind of dissolving not just American society, it's dissolving Western society in general. Is that people are not willing to help other people out. How on earth are you ever going to build a lasting friendship when you are scared of other people? When you don't accept other people? Friendships are about acceptance and they're about love. It's not just physical love, it's not romantic love, it's a different kind of love. That's what friendships are all about. And that's what you don't get. You definitely don't get that in the US. I don't think you get that in the UK at all anymore because everybody's scared of threats of violence, and the media probably makes it a lot worse by all these news shows and everything showing that people get killed and people get attacked in their own homes, stuff like that. But even if the reality of that is very low and the chances of that are very low, it makes people scared. People are naturally now in these Western cultures completely scared of strangers. So now you have this dynamic of the 50-year-old, the 60-year-old, the 70-year-old who has no friends because they are deathly scared of making friends. And I have to honestly say, I was in that situation just a few weeks ago. In the last few weeks, I have made some amazing friends. I know are going to be there for the rest of my life. I'm going to be there for them, and they're going to be there for me forever. End of story. Because I open my heart, I open my mind, I let them in. If you don't do that, especially in the Western culture, if nobody does that, you're just going to be very lonely people. You're going to end up being the cranky old man living in his one-bedroom apartment with no friends. Why? Because you never opened your heart. It's not about making the effort. People say, oh, you have to make an effort to make friends and that blah, 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 all that stuff. No, it's not about making the effort. It is about opening up. Because when you open up, people will come in. People will naturally come into you naturally. How many how many people have, talked at the grocery store? Nobody. How many people who talked at the gym? Nobody, because you know what? You probably think that was creepy. Maybe it's not creepy. Maybe you need to open up to people around you, to listen to people around you, to talk to people around you, and realize that by talking to someone doesn't necessarily mean you can get the police called on you or a gun pointed in your head. Talking to people is actually the good thing to do, and it will build friendships.